Hi, Joe here at Willie Cottage. I thought I'd just pop on. I just realised the time. We haven't got any power in the house at the moment. Phil's just doing some electric stuff and sorting out the shower switch. It should have been sorted ages ago. Hiya, Hilly. So I thought I'll just pop on quickly because I'm using my battery to keep my phone going. So if I end up dying a death, it's because I've got no electric. So no sewing bags are getting done. I've got most of them done now, so that's not too bad. So I had to take a break. It's absolutely freezing. It's miserable outside. You can't see anything for rain. So I think we've got a couple of days of weather like this. We'll see how it goes. So I've casted off my neck on my vest top. That's what I'm doing. Look. So that's the back. There's the front. So I've cast off the neck, and I've got about, I don't know, 30 rows left until I can actually get it all put together, sort out the trim around my neck and around the arms, and then I'm fingers crossed, I'm hoping it's going to be ready to wear for the weekend. So because I've got no electric, I'm sat knitting instead. So what's everybody up to? How is everybody? Oh dear, house is so cold. I know Phil's put the fire on downstairs, but it's freezing up here. I'd sit on the sofa and do my knitting, but I know for a fact I'll get bombarded by the girls. So Christmas advents are all, I have to admit, are all done. I've only got 2 more days of filming worth left to do, which, have I done them all actually? Actually, I've done them all. It's a vest top, Elizabeth. A vest top. I'll show you a picture in a minute of what it is that I'm doing, like an old-fashioned tank top. It's been a calamity from start to finish. When I first started, I had to unravel it twice back down to the rib because I didn't quite get it right. And I'm a nightmare if I remember how to do ribs because it always comes out looking like spider's webs. Oh dear. So yeah, no, it's an old-fashioned tank top. And I'm going to do another one later on, maybe over Christmas or something, if I've got any wool spare left over from doing, I don't know whether to do a poncho or to do a jumper. I haven't got many jumpers, believe it or not. I always wear the same cardigans and the same jumpers all the time because I don't have a lot of them. I've got one really scruffy, love things like waistcoats, gives your arms free to move. Yeah, because for me, it's just about keeping my back warm. You found a SW Merino and nylon blend called Coconut Cake on World of Wool. Superwash. Coconut. Yes, that's what was in the row. That's what it is on the, God, I'll get my words right. In the sock sets, it's coconut. The coconut one, the Superwash Merino nylon blend. Yeah, that's the stuff that I order because that's who my main supplier is World of Wool. So generally whatever I'm using in my blends is what I've got from World of Wool. Because I do have a business account with them. But to be fair, I don't even use the business account to get the major discounts because you've got to order X amount of kilos to get the discount. So you usually end up spending about £200, which would be great if I actually saved the monies that I like from making any sales through the months. But some months I don't make £200, so I end up but I need to replenish my stock, so I just buy literally from fortnight to fortnight or something like that with my wools. But yeah, the Coconut Cake's the exact same Superwash Merino nylon blend that I used in the sock sets, but hoping to get some more of those because people have actually asked me for some more. I just need to think of different colours, and I think next time I might use the do a couple with the bio nylon as the complementary colourway, so you've got harder healing. Because to be fair, I think one of the blends that I put in one of the sets is actually a bio nylon Stellina set, and it's not that bad to spin with. It spins up quite nice, and I might have a little spin off at the weekend with the electric wheel just to show what it's like to spin with. It just feels different, and it might put people off. And if that's the case, then that just makes my colour variations a bit more wider ranging if I'm going to continue to do the sock heel sets. back again. And obviously because of the weather and us being where we are, we constantly get disconnected from the internet even when I'm using my data. So I will try and bear with it. You think your main braid was merino and a wear out your soles under the balls of your feet? Oh, what, from the blend that you bought the other week there? Yes, it might have been. So I think what I'll do next time is when I do an order, I'm hoping I do an order for more heel toe sock sets for the website. And I think what I'll do is I'll get complementary colourways in the bio nylon because they're just a standard bold colour, solid colour. And then that'll look nice. And I think the heel and toes definitely need the non-bio to be able to spin up to do with it. And if you want to blend it off a little bit at home yourself with something else, then you can do. Or apply it with a wool, so you're getting a wool and a bio blend 50-50 mix, which might make it a little bit harder wearing for you. So I'm just going to finish this row and then I shall show you the tank top that I'm knitting. And the wool behind me, where is it? It's here. It's on this side. It's right beside. You can't quite see it. The wool I've got behind. Finish your Ojo. Oh, love it. Though I'm blending yours with a nylon. Yeah. So I definitely will do. I will definitely get the bio nylon blends in my next stock order. Get a couple of different colours from the sock heel sets that I hadn't done in the colours, like in different colours, and then see how that goes. And just finish this row. So it's just 2 rows of aubergine, so I'll just carry on doing this. God, it is absolutely miserable out there. Last night I woke up this morning and I couldn't feel Phil in the bed, but I had Scardy cuddled up next to me and I had Iona on the other side of me, and Phil's got his head down at the bottom of the bed because Scardy took over the bed. The rain was hailstones pelting off the bedroom window last night about 11 o'clock. So nervous Ninny Scardy started proper shaking, so she had to come up next to me. Then Iona moved down the bed, and because Scardy's got big long legs, she's practically pushing Phil out of bed. Watch out, girls. So on a minute, this one's a good one as well. I have got for my next project from this same book. My new knitting book pattern will be coming, what day are we on? The 2nd of November, aren't we? So in 8 days it's supposed to get posted out. So this is the wool that I dyed up for my next project. But it's a sort of turquoises. It's got a soft green in there. So I've just done the speckles, and it has got hints of green in it, and it's got the blues, soft blues, turquoise blues all the way through. So that was an inspiration for my next project for myself. So can you stop kicking my feet? They're fighting under my feet. So this is the next colourway inspiration for my next knitting project. But I've got to do Phil's hat first. So I've got to do Phil's hat first, which will probably take me about a week to do, and then I can do this because I need to dye up more wool to go for my next jumper pattern. So I'm just going to do it a 2-tone, and I think I'm going to go with a very soft pistachio or a soft moss green, which I thought would look really nice. Really? So it would look really nice with these. Or I might do it as a soft green with soft blues done in a semi-solid, like sort of speckle way, as a variant of a solid colour.
I'm just going to knock the power on you about a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I'll put the polyfiller in. I'm not going to do the wires now.
Okay.
It needs time to set.
Okay.
I'm just going to make sure that the wires are...
Yeah, I've got a gigantic hole in my bathroom, in my landing wall, but we can't get any more decorating done until this electric box went back on the wall. But it comes right out the wall, so the wall's there, but the electric, because of the thickness of the cables and the wall's really thin, even though it's like a 100-year-old solid brick wall, the shower box protrudes out the wall, but it used to protrude out about that much, so you'd smack your head off of it every time you went past it. But now we've got it back a little bit more. So that's why the power's off. Girls, fighting. They're both, honestly, you should see them. They both lay down at the bottom of my feet. When I look down, they both of them look up at me because they're like silent movie fighting. So yes, so that will there is an inspiration for my next project, but I haven't made up my mind what I'm doing yet. But the vest top that I am doing, right, it's for men and women pattern, and that, can you see, that is the tank top I'm doing. That's what it looks like when it's been worn. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I might, if I do too much wool for my next one, then I might do that again in the summery colours, which I think will look really, really cute in the summer with a pair of white shorts on. But the other one I was debating whether to do, but it's a nightmare with this book because I can't decipher how much wool you need because it seems to over exaggerate. But there's this poncho that I've been thinking about doing, and it's half-sided, so you've got one side where you've got steeped armhole, and then you've got the headspace at the top, but all of this side is open all along the side of it. So I'm playing with doing that. Otherwise I am doing, let me just find it. Otherwise I'm going to do this one, but as a two-tone. That one there is what I'm planning on doing, maybe. So that's what I was thinking about doing next. So that's it in a two-tone colourway. But I thought, well, if I go for nice soft greens with those blues and oranges in that as the background colour in the pattern work, then it should turn out quite nice. But I haven't made up my mind yet. I haven't made up my mind, and I do have loads of little balls of wool where I can add in. Oh, and there was light. Oh, there we go. Turn that down a bit. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking of doing, and I thought, well, because on the picture on this one, the same as this book, the vest top I'm doing, she's got these solid collar bits that go through the banding collar, and there's nothing to say that I can't use. I've got moss greens lying around downstairs and small, I think 50-60 gram ball of wool, and then you can chop and change those colours. I mean, I've got two shades of green, so I've got a moss green and a lichen green, and I've got another ball of persimmon orange that I basket downstairs. So for those I could do them different colour bands going all the way up if I really wanted to, as long as the colours are in this colourway that I've dyed for myself. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do, and hopefully now Phil's gone back downstairs and make me a brew because I've got such a dry mouth. I'm not going to drink for 2 hours. So that's what I'm planning on doing. But this is my jumper so far. I've got a dog's head. Don't think you could get your head around the colour work yet. The colour, I find it really, really easy. My friend Colette was popped through. She was at the Kendall Wool show just visiting, and then she's got family that lives through here, but she was up from Liverpool the other day, and she said she was getting someone to teach her how to do continental knitting so that she can do pattern work like this, like Fair Isle patterns. But she said what you do in the continental knitting is you knit across with one colourway, and then you go back to the beginning and knit away in another colour. And I'm thinking, would that not just take forever? And she's like, because she can't be bothered with the untwisting and tangling of the wools. It doesn't bother me. I'll just untwizzle it once it gets too much for me. So move, Ducklet. So far I've done my neckline, and that's it there. And I've literally just got this clavicle bit section to do, and then that's it done. This rib always pops up, but it goes all the way down, and it's lovely greens and peaches and soft yellows that are through it, and I quite like using the variegated and speckled wools in that, so it's constantly got a pop of colour throughout it. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased with myself, even though there's been moments when I wanted to scream at it. I think I before I got to this phase, which happened last night, when I got like managed to actually get round to taking my stitches or like casting off, this section here of the steeking, so from here to here, I unravelled all the way back to the beginning. I made myself do it. I just couldn't live with the idea that there was a muddle in the patterns, and I have looked at it, and there is still 1.5 inches worth of a muddled pattern, and I'm not going back and doing it. You can't notice it, and that's it. I'm not doing that again. I'm not unraveling it all over again. It's going to be like one of those, well done for working out. It was a head scratcher. To be, I know it was, because I can't read patterns. Well, I say I can't read patterns easily. I have to seriously sit there and mull it over, and some of the information and the instructions still don't quite make sense. But I've muddled through and I've done it. And I've just made sure that I've got the stitches I needed at the end, and that was literally it. But I ended up, the reason I went down with the steeking is because I ended up with one steek that would have sat here, and one steek that would have sat here, sort of in the right place, but this one would have come over. And I ended up with, I was supposed to have 147 stitches front and back, and I ended up with 153 stitches on the front and 200 stitches on the back, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And it wasn't, I counted it wrong. I was only literally, I think, 10 or 15 out, and somehow ended up with more stitches than I actually needed. So what I did is I looked at the pattern, God's sake, looked at the pattern for the next size up, and what I must have done when I've cast on is cast on those numbers and not the size for the medium. So I've managed to makeshift it. I'm doing it the height size in the size I need, but with the measurements for the width. I need to shut this bloody door. I can't hear myself think. Oh my God. Shows that as Collie will eat anything. She's got plaster. Plaster. Bloody dog. Honestly, she's a nightmare. Oh. Big chunk of polyfiller that Phil's knocked out the wall. Yeah, the hole. I mean, the socket's only like that big, and the hole comes out all the way around, a big circle all the way around it. I'm going to fill it up before I can get my wallpaper on. Yeah, so he's been given little jobs to do this week while he's been off work. And then he's off again at the end of the month, because Iceland, they've got to take their the Jude holiday before Christmas, whereas everybody else is all before April. But no, they've got to take theirs off beforehand. Oh, I just found a stitch. Oh no. Flaming heck, right. Look, I just found, where is it? There it is. See that? That is a lost stitch. France, honest to goodness, right. I need something to hold that in place. I'll use one of my sewing pegs. Clamped it off. Oh my Lord, I'd have never have known that was there. Right, that's clamped. I'll have to pull that in the back and get a piece of thread in it. Crikey. Yeah, I know, Mr. Phil. Mr. Phil's so noisy. So noisy. So what else? Oh yeah, sewing bags. I want to show you, but I can't show you. Out for a walk. Oh, yours walks and licks the plaster. I had a dog years ago that used to rip wallpaper off the wall. All she wanted was the wallpaper paste. And I think I ended up having to wallpaper my kitchen 4 times in the space of 6 weeks or something like that. Drove me potty. Well, it'd be so funny if it was my own house, but it was a council house I was living in, and she ate the door frame as well. She was, a nightmare. She was a collie cross. Yeah, that dog long went a long time ago. She was a habitual runner away. She would run away all the time and disappear for days and days on end, and she could jump a 6-foot fence in a bound. She could do it standing and jump over a 6-foot fence, this dog. She was an absolute nightmare. So yeah, so bags have been getting sewn. Everything's all wrapped. I'm waiting for some tissue paper to turn up. It's supposed to have been here yesterday, but it's not turned up. So I've got to wait in for the Amazon man because I need it so I can get the Christmas Day bats and these bags wrapped up. And then, fingers crossed, I was hoping I'd do it today, but because I'm obviously waiting for tissue paper, ribbons and tags and everything else, I've not been able to do it. So yeah, those 3 bags over there. There's 2 bags there, and there's a big basket there, and I've got a basket behind me full of mini bats. So they're all done. All done. I just need to now pack it all up and bag it. I was hoping to get the European orders out on Friday, but it'll more than likely be Tuesday next week before I can get to the post office to get them posted out. Yeah, so I'll try my best. If I can get them out Saturday, I'll get them out Saturday. But yeah, that's it really. I've just been muddling on with this and in between field decorating. I can't get over to my workstation because there's Lego everywhere over there. Lego on the shelves. Your Martha's calmed down so much now. She's 19 months and well done and getting my Christmas orders. Yeah, and I definitely have one spare, so I need to decide what I'm going to do with that. Yeah, it's been long-winded. I don't think next year I will do any Vlogmas videos about my Advents. I might do a Vlogmas video and pop on every day for a 15-minute chat or whatever, but I definitely don't think I'll be doing the videos for every day again for Advents. It's just a lot of work, as well as the work that goes into it already. So yeah, I think I'll give it a miss next year. Give myself a Christmas off from doing those. Then I can just get stuck into getting them actually done. And I won't be doing the Will Fair next August neither, so that means that I won't be catching my tail for 3 weeks beforehand. So yeah, and that's been some of my week really. I haven't really done anything else but cutting out fabric and sewing it all up. I did a tester sample the other day there, and I can't show you. And even if you were going to say, why don't you just do a title? Yeah, I will do. Next year I will do. Next year I will do. Last year I did, I think 15, 20-minute videos every day. But I filmed them in the morning and spun up every day's wool fibre and talked about it. And did some of the days I did a Christmas story voiceover. Well, it was folklore, myths and legends I did. And I did that all the way through. But where I live, even if I use my data on my phone is actually so much quicker to get things uploaded. But if I can't get a signal on my data, I'm having to use my Wi-Fi, and my Wi-Fi only uploads at 1 megabit. Yeah, only 1 megabit at a time. So for even a 10-minute video, it could take an entire day for it to upload. And when the weather's like this, Wi-Fi and my data is an absolute nightmare to get anything. We've got nothing here. It's the back of beyond. It's the back of beyond. I mean, we might as well be back in the 80s. It's that bad. Oh, bring me up a cup of coffee, Phil. Yeah, so what's everybody... I really want to show you what I've been making, but I can't show you. It's all sprawled all over my table. It's sat behind me now, so I'm having to be really careful and not move so you can't see anything. I think you've already spotted that something's red. So it's got a slight Christmassy feel to it. I need to move. I need to move over. And even if I made any of these bags for the website, I can't put them on the website until after Christmas. So there's no point in me doing any. I have got a couple of spare bases made up so I can make them up for the website. But they're universal. Give a disclaimer and show. No, I won't, Deborah. I won't be doing that at all. Oh, and the bags that what was I going to say? I was going to say something, but I'm not going to say it. But when your wool turns up, I will be posting it on Friday. It's still drying. We've not had a good heat coming out the chimney because of the wind's just sucking all the heat out of it. And I don't use my radiators because I don't really have any. Well, I do, but we don't turn them on. We don't use the radiators. We haven't used the radiators in 3 years we lived in this house. We don't need to. My house is at a permanent 21 degrees Celsius all the time. And upstairs is nice and cool the way we like it. Yeah. So there will be something thrown in your order on Friday, Debs, extra. Because people have been getting orders, have been getting a little extra something thrown in their orders, just in case they don't place an order between now and Christmas. Just a little thank you for whatever. I do things like that. How exciting! Well, yeah, I do that. I sent out 200-gram bats last week into random orders just as a thank you. One of them was a new one, and one, Hilly, was your friend from up your way. She placed another order the other day, Clover Knits, and I threw in an extra bat with hers, the lemon drizzle one, because she'd ordered some very similar colours. So I threw that in and told her on her notes that it was an early Christmas present, and to do as she will with it. So it's just stock that it's not selling or shifted or whatever. So you never know. You might find something surprising in your bag whenever you open it up between now and Christmas. Depends how generous I'm feeling. So yeah, she got an extra one. You know what I'm like. Hilly now and again gets the and a random thing thrown in her order as well. So where am I at now? I've got to do another row. Got to do another row of my aubergine. That's what's good about these balls of wool. You know, I mean, it's a solid colour. If I've shown you the other week there, because I found the other two skeins when I was tidying up. But it is, I mean, it's a solid colour, right? But you're getting blotches of a lighter variation. And when you see them on people's websites where they're not completely solid tones all the way through, they really do make for a brilliant wool to use in pattern work, because you don't really notice the transitional colour changes that are hidden in there. You might notice them with your eye, but when you're knitting with them, you don't notice it, and you can't genuinely notice it that the wool's like that in that jumper, this vest top that I'm actually knitting. You can't tell it's there. There's no differentiation between the colour blotches throughout. So if you're ever dyeing wool at home and you're not managed to completely do a full solid coloured yarn for yourself, just save it for pattern work. And then, because like if you were to knit it all into one solid colour cardigan, you'd end up with transitions of fade into darker zones and this and then it wouldn't look completely solid. Save that wool for doing pattern work. It really, really does complement what you're doing without you seeing a really mottled coloured solid wool. But I will be doing some videos in the new year on techniques of how to actually dye a solid colour wool yourself at home. So I've got a few ideas for next year. What have I done here? I ain't got the time. But I have got some ideas of things and pieces. I've got one of my Christmas presents has come early, and that hopefully is a game changer. But I need to download some programming and try and see if I can figure out how to do design. So there may be next year some new products going onto my website that will be new to the shop. They'll be fluff orientated, but they won't be fluff. So there'll be accessories and bits. So I've got ideas above my station, obviously, because you know what I'm like, a girl with big ideas and big dreams, and they don't always amount to much, but I'll figure it out in the end. So yeah, so I have got some ideas for the new year and new products to go onto the website, so I won't be constantly putting on wools all the time. But that's as far as I can go with that. I can't say any more in case I completely and utterly jinx myself and can't figure out what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. All I will say, it is a small 3D printer that Phil's bought me for Christmas. It's still in the box. I'm not allowed to play with it. I'm not even allowed to set it up. But it's sat there underneath my worktop waiting for me to play with it. But I can, between now and then, download the program work and sit and have a play with it and teach myself what it is that I need to do. Which will be a novel change from doing what I normally do. Hold on a minute, I just need to count my stitches. Where am I? Oh, I've got one more to do. Yeah, so that's in the planning, and loads of ideas of what I can do. up my game a bit. And I might actually see a different variety of fibre packs turning up on the new bobbins for the EE6. I could do, I've got, actually you get 6 bobbins in the Nano 6. And I have to say, though I got the wrong clip things for my my Nano, and I need to have a proper play. But I did buy these clips for the wires so that I could do chunkier knitting. You know, but it's not enough. So I got these little clip things, and they literally just pop out and then pop back in. Like that, in different colours. You can also order like the switch as well, so you can change the colour of it and make it a little bit more personal. But I didn't order that, but I ordered those little clips. They're actually fluorescent, those green ones. You don't think that they're brilliant? Well, I haven't had a proper go of it yet. I've just not had a chance because I've been doing so much at the moment. I've made a point of sitting and doing knitting. To come about 3 o'clock, when I've been up here working and pottering around and then tidying up after myself, and then go downstairs getting the dogs fed and I have to do my dinner, then I literally sit down and do my knitting. And that's what I've been doing in the evening, is sitting down and giving myself something to just sit, be creative, let my brain just chill out a little bit, and just get on with something positive, which has been the knitting, which has been good for me. So yeah, so I've been doing this in the evening. I've not sat and done any spinning for what feels like forever, but I will pull out. I'll do that on Saturday on my live chat on Instagram, and I'll pull out the bio nylon that I've got and see what it's like for spinning with, and do a little sample, and see what those little clasps are like. I got them from the Brighton 3D printing shop on Etsy, but we'll see. Maybe Joe could come up with something a little bit softer. Maybe that's what it is. You just need a softer turn on it instead of being so rigid, which is all. It's just a matter of finishing. You just need to sand it off. A little piece of sanding paper might just do the job. You need to make it smoother. You're spinning your socks. What, from the set that I sent you? I've got a couple of more of those still in the shop. Them, that one went last night, and I've got. With 2 bats as well, but yeah, I have been asked to do some more of those. So definitely some bio nylon ordered in sometime next week, so I can have them in the shop for probably in the middle of November. By the time I get my orders and get my acting gear, because the shop's really quiet at the moment. So unless I sell stuff, orders will be a bit backdated, but if I sell stuff next week, then it'll be a stock order next week as well. So I'll try and save up a little bit of pennies and put them to one side, and then I can do a bigger order, which means I won't have to do one before Christmas. Need to sort out. I was in the post office last week and I completely forgot to take a photograph of Christmas postal days, but the postman is saying they're going to do strikes through Christmas, which isn't amusing. It's just not funny to do postal strikes through Christmas month. I thought we would have been over and done with by then, but it looks like we might be. So I will have to figure that out nearer the time of to when I'm going to do my last posting day. Because even though I'll be putting stuff on the website, I definitely bring back my postage and then post it out after Boxing Day if anyone does any orders before then. I did that last year and just give myself a good 10 days off from actually running around after everybody and trying to just give myself some time for me before Christmas. But I say give myself time. I'm still up here working. I'm still pottering around. I'm still planning things. And I do actually do some videos now and again through those periods when I'm not actually doing anything for the website. And I'll do videos for YouTube and upload them in advance so they can just turn on whenever I set a date for them. So yeah, I'm always doing something. there's no rest for the wicked, you see, and I must have been seriously evil in a past life. I've got to keep busy all the time. I'm not one of those that can just sit there and not do anything. Sit watching a movie and I still have to sit there and do something. And I end up getting up about 20 times in between a film. I miss bits of it, and that's how I end up watching so much stuff repeatedly all the time. So, yeah, that's what else? I think that's about it. I just can't show you anything. I'm absolute horror. But yet, Deborah, you will be out on Friday. I can get it all flumped up and everything and ready and packed, and yours will go out with an order, and there will be a little something extra in there on Friday. And I think that's 36 minutes I've been on here. I don't want to chance my luck. Phil will be getting himself something to eat. I need a brew. I need a ginger tea or something, because I've got a dry tooth. And I think I'll go off and get me, since I got the sewing machine back, I'll get on with sewing these bags up. Otherwise they're never going to get out the door, are they? Right, so I will catch you next Wednesday for live chat. If you want to hang around, I will be here. I think 1 o'clock's probably the best time for me at the moment, next Wednesday. If not, you can catch me on Saturday about 1 o'clock-ish on my Instagram account, and I will do a little spin up of that bio nylon and see what it looks like. You take care of yourselves, stay safe. It's really see, wearing my vest on, so don't you jinx me, Hillary Baker. Yes, maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed. Take care of yourselves, be safe, and I'll catch you through the week. Bye.